Alright, I got the most of the fuel out, and now I've put power to it. I'm just going to see if it's going to start up, see if I can get any remaining fuel out of the fuel lines. So yeah, so there was fuel all along this plate. So this is the high point. So fuel is probably leaking out of this fixture, likely. I don't see any evidence of it running down these lines. It's probably here, or it could be here. There's a lot of fuel over here, but there's a lot of fuel on this entire plate. So in the fall, when this goes back in, we'll have to look at all these fittings. Probably start it up with it without the housing on it and see where we can see some leaking. So now I'm going to pull the power off. I've got it together with XT60s. So we're going to take the muffler off and the fresh air line, and just pull the whole system out for the summer. And then we can get to the panel to adjust the door. Alright, we got the heater out. Got it in a big heavy duty commercial thickness bag. I'm going to keep it like that. And then all the components in a separate bag, which will go together in storage, so we don't want to lose that. And now I have big sheathing tape, which I will put in the holes for the exhaust and fresh air, and probably stuff something else in there just to make it flat. Alright, I got it all back together. It was a few frustrating hours, but I knew it was going to be. So you've got these screws in here, or bolts in here, for this is, we're dealing with the back doors here. We just took the heater out. So these control the door going this way. You're moving the hinge. The ones that are on the door are making the difference as to how the door sits in against the frame. And it's a real juggling situation. So with these bolts here that are on the door, we've adjusted them, and everything is still not perfect, but doable. I'm hoping to run into somebody someday that really knows stuff, but they control how far out this door sits, like this way, or how much it draws in. And we've got it pretty good. Now those other bolts that are in the frame, they help control the gap. So for lack of a better solution, what I did is I took out this thing all messed up here. I took out this bolt, took off this panel, and I slid a washer down between the frame and the hinge. One washer each side. If you do any more of that, it starts to mess with how everything is going to sit. But I put one washer as a spacer between the frame and this hinge as it comes through the back. So there's a washer in between. The bolt goes back through all three panels. So it's the van frame, then the washer, and then the hinge plate that's coming through. 1, 2, 3. So that took that hinge and shoved it that way a little bit, which closed the gap a little bit when you close this door. And that is what is achieved. So it's not perfect by any stretch. It doesn't close easily, but I can close it. And more importantly, and with the exhaust ports for the heater, we put tape on the bottom and then stuffed it with a rag, and then tape on top, and 2 layers of tape on top. So that'll be fine until the fall when the heater goes back in. Alright, so I just took out my winter time shelf, which is sized for the height of my heater. And I suppose if I went with individual heater components, I could go and build a lower shelf here and still have the cooler in this position. But anyway, I took that out and I put in 2 milk crates, which lowers it, gives me a little bit easier access to open the cooler. So the shelf was that high, and so you're gaining, I don't know, like 4 or 5 inches. The other thing I'm doing is I had milk crates in under the bed and I'm taking them all out. I find them too hard to maneuver stuff around, and I'm putting everything in soft work bags. I had a number of Milwaukee bags and stuff, and some stuff actually has Milwaukee stuff in it, like batteries. But I'm going to use that to put in under there. And yeah, so hopefully, we'll try out this situation, and hopefully it's better than before, both for ease of access to stuff. And I got to put little tags, colored string or something on the different bags, so you get used to what stuff you put in any particular bag, especially when you've got a number of red work bags. But yeah, so that's what we're doing this evening, and hopefully I'll make it to the gym tonight. Giving the old van a little clean up today, filling up the tanks, charging the batteries. I'll have to charge again tonight. They didn't charge enough last night. And trying to get everything ready for my first road trip. My Adventure Van Man inspired shower, in case I need it. Well, it's a beautiful, nice, warm day, and really wanted to get the van washed before it got too hot at my friend's place. It's 10 to 10 now, and I see there's already people at the beach in Halifax, and so now I'm heading over to Bears Lake, and I'm going to get some maps, physical maps from CAA. I used to love maps, and I'm amazed that they still get them, and they still make triptychs where, they do the flip, they make the flip book especially for you and show you exactly the course that you take to get to wherever you're going. Like if you're going from Halifax to Boston, they can map it out exactly and put it in this book, and you just flip the book. And that was a triptych, and they still make them, but they need like I don't know, she said 3 weeks or something like that to make them, understandably. But anyway, so I'm gonna go get some maps. I gotta get groceries. I gotta grab some stuff from storage. We got people coming to pick stuff up. And then probably the most coolest, exciting thing today is I am going to sit in the sun, have a beer, and write songs with Megan St. Rose. I think it's going to be extra groovy, baby. And it's all good. It's all good. Well, that was fun. The guy that just came to buy some tools off me was... I seen this guy pulling into the parking lot here at the grocery store. Went in and got my groceries. Got my maps from CAA. And I was sitting here waiting for this guy to show up. And I seen this rig pulling. I said, I know that rig. I've met that guy before. It's a European RV. And he comes over and he pulls over beside me. And I thought, oh, yeah, so he remembers my rig. And and I go, get out, and they're chatting. And then another guy came and he was picking up some tools, and then this guy Chris goes, oh, are those ones mine? And I thought he was kidding, right? I didn't realize it was him that was coming to buy the tools, and I thought we were just sitting there talking about rigs. But anyway, so that was fun and quite enjoyable, and we swapped war stories and all that stuff, and so now I'm gonna go get some stuff from the storage unit, see what I need for my little trip, people are walking by, especially some older people, and they're just like looking at the van, just looking at, they can tell the memories are coming back. But anyway, so I'm gonna go do that stuff, and then I'm gonna go hit the gym and get all cleaned up so I'm presentable for my songwriting session. And it's gonna be groovy. It's gonna be groovy. It's gonna be mega groovy. It's gonna be super groovy, awesome, mega making music with Mega Megan. That's it. That'll be the first song, making music with Mega Megan. Well, just sat and had a super groovy conversation with Megan St. Rose. We just relaxed and talked about music and the music industry, and it was just great. Just wonderful therapy. Well, woke up, put the radio on, ate an orange, thought about yesterday, how great it was. I was going to, I was coming back to my friend's place to plug in and charge up before maybe a little adventure. And thanks to my new LP cooler, my power is much extended now, how far I can go. And I was going to come back and enjoy a little beverage and mix some audio, which I've really got to get on. And I got back here, and by the time I got back here and plugged in and had a little bite to eat, I had no steam left. Didn't have a drink, didn't mix any audio, and didn't do anything really constructive. Just one of those nights. Every night it can't be perfect, I guess. But yesterday was really good. So now I'm just going to basically unplug and just kind of put everything in drive mode and get over to the other side of the harbor, which is the side that the highways exit from on the Dartmouth side. Now they exit from the Halifax side, but I hear on the radio that because of construction down at the Bedford overpass, the traffic is backed up as far as they can see on the highway. So they're saying if you can avoid that, and they say because of that, Bedford highway's been busy and it's been like that all morning, and the bridges. So I'm going to head for the bridges and get over to the Dartmouth side, go to the gym in Dartmouth, have a bite in Dartmouth, and then when I'm quite ready to hit the road, it's a much shorter jaunt out onto the highway, and it avoids all that Bedford exchange that they're talking about. And then I'm thinking about heading on up to Shuby. Say hi to my friends April and Cheryl. See what kind of craziness they're up to. Are you beaten, broken, destroyed, got nothing left? You've given up and you feel like checking out? Don't. Start thinking outside the cage.
So tell me, how do you feel? Have you been handed more than you can deal? Better hit the open road or blaze across the sky if